Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site that is an archive post thingy, and everything is also done on Patreon for extra support. And I go about any kind of updates or the such in the Twitter X platform there. Especially when I do some live streams, I always try to, given the fact that I cannot commit to a fixed schedule there, it's basically when I have time, I just jump in and I announce that on the Twitter. Later today, we're going to have, in terms of gaming gameplay series, sorry, Mutineer Zero to Eden. Today, I'm going to have that episode, and I encountered an issue on the VOD side of things. Basically, the last stream, my computer just crashed on me, and given that the recording that I usually do just is completely corrupted, I tried to fix it. I managed to go around and with some couple of softwares, it supposedly fixed, but it's completely with a lot of or buffering, duplicated frames. It's a lot of weird issues there. So instead, what I'm going to do is pick up the footage that I have from YouTube, the 1080p one, and edit out the usual stuff that I do, which is the breaks and the beginning and the end of the stream there. Yeah, it's one of those things. Only with probably second PC for streaming, in case of the one of the PC that I'm recording into. I don't know. I have to. It's the way that it is at this moment in time. If something happens to my PC, I'm screwed up on that side of things. It's a little bit nerve-wracking for me because I like to have backups of stuff that I do all the time. That's why it's something that it's on my mind there. But yeah, the alternative is basically I already downloaded the live streams that I did, so it will be with the same quality that there is on the stream here. I'm just going to cut out the breaks and all that jazz. It's the best that I can do at this moment in time, so it is what I will do. I try to recover the recording there, but I think for live streams I will try to do a different method of recording. Again, when you record in MP4 container, if the footage is interrupted or something happens and it cannot complete to finalize the wrap up of the container itself, you might get these kind of issues like corrupted footage, or it cannot play on certain media players. I will try to go about. I think AV is more. I don't know, how should I say it? It's more tolerant to this kind of failures, like power loss or something like that, which is basically the case of what happened to my PC, which is basically just restarted out of nowhere with an error. Yeah, I will study a little bit there regarding AV. If it is a little bit better, I will start recording AV, and then I will edit in AV and all that jazz when it comes to the VOD stuff, at least for the streams there. Given that the way the software records there, I might try also on the gameplay stuff, do some testing on AV. If it works well, it doesn't push too much in terms of hardware encoding on the GPU. I will do the AV stuff. Probably it's a little bit better. I don't know. I'll have to do some testing there. Even though I think MP4 is more acceptable format for everything, gives less issues there. But yeah, I will have to check out the best way to go about it. But yeah, enough of that. Again, stream. I will try to do streams whenever I can. Every day I try to get around like a slot around 2 to 3 hours to stream. But again. But on the stream side, we are doing pretty well. We are on the Lake of Rot. Yeah, I wrapped up Lake of Rot. In the meantime, when I have like 15-20 minutes, I jump into Elden Ring and do the multiplayer stuff, so to assist players and everything. It was a good session there. I did manage to go around and do a lot of stuff. I gained a lot of rooms because we went around just butchering enemies on the other players' world, which is pretty good. But yeah, enough of that. Let's go to the news. A lot of industry news today. Similarly, NVIDIA board partners are expecting that the 5090 and the 5080 to launch in the fourth quarter. To a certain extent, this goes in line with at least with the previous launches. I think the 30 series and at least 40 series they launched at the cancel launch, let's say, from the 40. How they wanted to launch the 4090, 4080, and then the 4080 12 gigabytes, and then they just canceled that and replaced that just with a 4080, I think, the normal one, something like that. Or I don't remember if they launched with the 4070, not Ti, but the 4070. Then I think they launched that. They replaced the 4080 12 gigabytes with a 4070, which by itself, just thinking about it, people on NVIDIA. I don't know what they were thinking about it when they wanted to launch a 4080 class, an 80 class with 12 gigabytes, as things are. But yeah, it goes in line that they usually launch the high end first, and then they will launch the rest of the lineup throughout the next months. And I think it goes in plans from all the rumors that we've been seeing. This guy Copite usually, similarly, again, I don't follow what people leak or the rumors that people launch regarding their inside information there. But similarly, this name is not strange for me, and I think it's one of the most prolific guys, and so usually I think this guy gets it kind of right to a certain extent. But yeah, we might get around, I don't know when NVIDIA should, if they want to launch near like the end of the year, probably September, October, we might get more concrete information maybe. But yeah, supposedly this information got probably memory bus with 512 bits, which is way better than the 4090. I'm not sure if the 4090 as it is can be a little bit limited to the memory bus width. I don't think so. But yeah, I don't remember seeing that the memory bus width with this specific GPU might be an issue in terms of bottlenecking their own performance. But the fact that supposedly we're going to have like 192 stream, how do they call it, these SMs, stream something, I don't know, which I don't know the taking into account. Probably it's going to translate to 24,000 CUDA cores, I think. Yeah, FP32, probably around 24,000 CUDA cores and 12,000 on the 4080, which is half of that. Which again, I don't understand why they just cut basically in half the performance of these GPUs. Almost the same with the 4090 and the 4080. I don't know why they just give a huge gap here. At least for the consumer part, doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know if it is to try to compensate and justify the huge price gap there. But yeah, usually the O2 die here is usually the bigger one that has best yields to a certain degree, and then the 203 might include some cut down 202s in the later stages. But yeah, hopefully we will see some good L2 cache also, and TDP. Hopefully they can maintain around the same, which is good, given that NVIDIA with this, at least with the Ada Lovelace, in terms of power consumption, is pretty good. It's very economic in terms of power consumption for what it does in terms of performance. But yeah, supposedly we might get something around this. Again, no rumors regarding performance wise. Again, we have to wait more concrete information, especially regarding finalized memory bus width, because again, a lot of this might change sometimes, like even only after it's been announced. That usually they go through what they announce, and even that We saw some 4080, the 4080 12 gigabytes cancelled and replaced by the 4070. Not mistaken, it was that. But yeah, hopefully memory bus width is not going to be an issue for NVIDIA, and of course VRAM. You just have to include a little bit more VRAM. I'm not sure if it is okay. 24 gigabytes. I think it's good enough for high end at this point in time in next years. But yeah, they need to ramp up the 80 class. They need to start or putting also 24 or around 20 VRAM and 16. I think the 60 class 12 gigabytes. I think it's like a sweet spot there, mainly because of all the technologies that they have. Can use a little bit more VRAM on the GPU side. And yeah, I think 12 gigabytes might be, and especially with this GDR7, even though it might be a little bit more expensive at the beginning because of the implementation of the new things here. But yeah, I think we should, that's the thing, we should see the 60 class cards and also the competition regarding this kind of thing here around starting minimum 12 gigabytes. I think it's the sweet spot here for the very low end. 12 gigabytes, I think it would give a very good performance there, mainly because we starting to see from hardware unboxing, Gamers Next not so much, but Andy Ullman is doing a lot also on that in terms of VRAM capacity, how it struggles in terms of the performance between different GPUs with similar performance but with different gigabyte VRAM capacities. You notice that 8 gigabytes is like a no-go now. If you can avoid those ones, and at the lower end we starting to see that 12 gigabytes is starting to get the sweet spot, at least at this moment in time, for you to have some space when you play games, especially with detail levels. Even at 1080p, when you ramp up a little bit the texture stuff there, it starts to demand a little bit more on the VRAM there, especially on those gaming that need more VRAM. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see again. We're still in April, got all the summer, and then we might get more detailed information there. Regarding Intel, similarly, people that went for the 13 and 14 generation there might be having a lot of issues. There is supposedly been, this is the first time I see, the latest one is Tekken 8 instability issues. Even Intel now is investigating this. Yeah, this is not good, because this is not only Tekken 8. This has been brought up mainly lately with the South Korea market, or at least it's been more tracked on the South Korean market, and there is supposedly the issues with game stability has been observed in, I think, mainly with the Unreal Engine powered games. We got the Finals, Battlefield 2042, Remnant 2, Lords of Fallen, Hogwarts Legacy, Far World, Horizon, Overwatch 2, and Liza Pi, or Liza P. Yeah, and even WCCF Tech here supposedly has been having issues with the i9 14900 KS Special Edition. Yeah, again, I think it's a little bit of the fault of the design, that the fact they just try to brute force themselves in terms of performance, because now the envelope in terms of tolerance starts to shorten way more in these higher end GPUs, and basically it has to do with the tightening and the calibration, let's say, of in terms of envelope of performance regarding clocks and voltages. And of course, when you start getting a lot of input more voltage to increase the clocks, you get more heat and you get a lot of instability. It's what happens when you try to overclock things, even in the normal setting. When you start pushing the envelope too much, you will get instabilities, and then computers usually shut down, or just the app crashes. And yeah, similarly, it's what's been happening to a certain point, but this is come like from default on the factory. And the good thing is you might need to do like manually downclocking, let's say, which is usually undervolting the CPU. It's the best way to go about it, from what I understand, to bring back a little bit more stability to the games. So basically, you're just buying an overpriced CPU to basically underclock or undervolt to underclock to a certain degree, so you can maintain a more stable situation when you are playing games. And I suppose also this might be reflecting on productivity workloads that might use the CPU there. But yeah, supposedly, however, this kind of underclocking or undervolting also counts as overclocking and technically may lead to voided warranties. Because I'm not sure in terms of software, official software, if I think you can. I think there are tools, especially from Intel, that official tools from them in terms of software that where you can undervolt the CPU. But even that can supposedly void the warranty of the CPU. And because of that, there is supposedly a lot of returns from Intel CPUs in South Korean, because it's been brought to light from Korean YouTubers. Yeah, that this might be an issue at this moment in time. It's again, it's a design flaw, or at least it is being perceived to a certain degree as a design flaw, given that, again, when you try to brute force your way in terms of performance, you have to ramp up the voltage there, and then to increase the clock and all the performance, and that will it's like putting a small car, you put a V8 engine to try to reach higher speeds instead of building putting a great engine in a great frame work there. It's kind of the same thing. You start to get more less tolerance for errors, and in terms of stability, you start to encounter a lot of system instabilities there. Yeah, this is not good. Hopefully it didn't. If you bought one of these, I don't know. If you can, and if you know what to do, this usually it's pretty easy to do, the undervolting stuff. There are some softwares that where you can do this. It's like almost like a toggle. You just usually undervolt a little bit. You remove like some millivoltage there, usually around 50 millivolts or 100, depends. There are a lot of good YouTube tutorials there also. I think it's a pretty easy tool to get around there if you have one of these. This is my advice, especially if you are encountering some weird errors when you're playing. I think this might be a good option, given that, yeah, it's very expensive, this platform, to adopt the 13 and 14th gen core there. But yeah, that's why, to a certain degree, this stage, like 1 year ago, I went for AM5 platform. Even though it was a newer platform, it was kind of smoothed out, mainly because it was, to a certain degree, an upgrade from the AM4 platform in terms of philosophy. They just switched basically the pinch from PGA to LGA, and again, it's stable. I don't have any issues with the CPU. Sometimes with the GPU, maybe in like high demanding situations, for example, where I do gaming. Usually I encounter this situation more when I stream. It's very, very rare when I do some gaming and record that gaming for the gameplay series. I only encountered this like 1 or 2 times, and usually was it was with Jedi Fallen Order, from all things. It's when I encounter some errors, like the game shutting down, or freeze or something like that, and it's usually when I use like to the max the GPU itself, and sometimes it happened to me a couple of times with when I stream, because I'm streaming, I'm recording the stream through hardware encoding, and I'm streaming at 2 places at the same time. So that's why I try to keep it more balanced than I can, but it's bound to happen here and there, I suppose. But yeah, it's the only times that I had some issues with games crashing on me so far. But yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully this will get a patch soon enough, if it is possible to patch this kind of issues with the, I don't know, with a BIOS update or something like that. I don't know. And then we continue with some CPU stuff, especially given the AI bubble that is going around. We saw some CPUs, especially from AMD and Intel, that they are putting their own kind of little tiles or part of the chiplet design there for AI processors there, like specific cores for AI processing there, which is basically removing a little bit, or if not a lot, in terms of the normal or the expected kind of performance on the CPU side there. One of the points here that they're making, it's the AMD, the Strix Point CPU, which are launching later this year. They supposedly were originally planned to be much different than the chips that we are getting soon. It's alleged before AMD decided to put the AI engine block for that, which is basically consisting of 3 NPUs, so neural processing units, XDNA2 AI performance. The chip has had a large system level cache, so they can, because the space is very limited, you only have the amount of space to put things there, and they basically had to replace a little bit of the system level cache that will have increased both the CPU and iGPU stuff by a great margin, because usually it's like what we see with the the 3D cache that they are using. So they have to remove not the 3D cache, but they have to remove cache itself because it occupies space there, the memory cache there, and they replace for in this case 3 NPUs, so 3 neural processing units there instead of cache, and that can limit the performance on normal things. I don't know how much they are planning to go around that in terms of what the NPU will do, but I don't see, I don't know, 3 neural processing units. I don't know if this could be taken advantage, for example, especially on gaming, when you do some games. If the code of the game can take advantage of these NPUs, for example, for AI, on the NPC AI stuff and routines that needs to be calculated. Let's say, like the example of Trackless Dogma, instead of putting that workload directly on the cores, the main cores, the AI, when you enter, for example, in the city where it is bottlenecking the CPUs at the moment, for example, pass this workload of the NPC AI routine stuff to be calculated on, for example, an NPU. I don't know if it is possible. If it is possible, for example, even after these new NPUs are launched on the APUs and the CPUs, because I think, Zen 5, I think they want to put like a couple of NPUs there. I'm not really sure. I don't follow with that detail these kind of things. But if they really want to go full throttle, I think that there should be some kind of support framework there, because from what I understand, they just want these NPUs to be used, for example, when you go on Bard, or I don't know if it is the Microsoft one, to be used by this NPU stuff, those little apps. I don't know what they're trying to do there, but yeah, it's changed a little bit the design of the chip itself, because you have only a limited amount of space to build what you want to build. It's like a Lego set. You just have that thing that has certain amount of space, and then they are basically replacing, in this case, supposedly some cache for NPUs, which it could be good if it is designed to a certain specific thing. But hopefully this new Gen 5 for desktop are not putting their NPUs so you can stifle, so replacing something that is good for performance by replacing it with NPUs. Because again, I don't know what these NPUs are going to do instead of having, like, for example, more cache that is better for gaming, or for games. I don't know. But yeah, but hopefully this again, it will not make these guys relax too much on increasing the performance on the CPU side of things. And continue with CPU stuff. AMD teams with Arena, which is like an AI company. Basically, this is supposedly to enhance next-gen Radeon GPUs using AI. Again, again, I don't. How do I say it? I don't risk the fact that a lot of conspiracy theories, let's say, at this stage, a lot of people consider this conspiracy theory regarding that AI will replace all our jobs. But to a certain extent, it is going to replace a lot of jobs. That's for sure. But again, Arena is a developer of specialist AI foundation models. So basically, what this might be doing, for example, for the AMD GPU, they tested their Atlas software, I don't know, for AMD GPU testing and optimization, where they could quickly and autonomously identify power and performance optimization. So they are in this moment in time, or at least last year, see if they can identify optimizations between power performance, leaving AMD engineers to focus on other tasks. This vague kind of a thing is always very worrying to me. And then, of course, its follow-up, therefore increasing productivity and boosting product development cycles. Again, I don't know what they are saying with this. It's very vague. But yeah, this allows Atlas to run testing and tuning jobs automatically, reducing engineers' workloads and helping accelerate some aspects of new project schedules. That's what worries me, because by the end of the day, a corporation, they just want to make money. They don't care if it is a human being that does the job or if it is a machine. If it is can be reduced, if the job can be replaced with a machine, they will do it, because a human being, in terms of maintenance of that job position, is higher than the machine. Because a machine, you just press start and the machine does the thing, while a human being can from time to time be sick. You have to pay a monthly salary. You have other kind of expenses associated with the human being that the machine usually does not have. But yeah, and what it does is basically just, in the overall scheme of things, is you can have another, you can eliminate this engineer job and replace it with another engineer that is going to maintain the machine itself, that is replacing the human being. But yeah, if you continue with this philosophy, machines will be repairing machines that repair machines, and you have only one guy, and in the meantime you already eliminated 5 job positions to create one job position. But yeah, it's another rant for another time. But yeah, but the main objective of this AI stuff is slowly taking more tasks here, to the point that they basically can, with all the data, because this is how it works with the AI stuff. They need information, and they start with information by doing small tasks and repetitive tasks, so they can reach to 100% kind of a thing of getting it right. Then they can start teaching it to do more complex tasks given the information they already have. But yeah, this is basically what it again, the testing is just the beginning. In the future, Atlas will be able to help with debugging, root cause analysis, and eventually the design of better chips and other complex electronics. That's the objective there. That's why I don't like very much AI stuff. It replaces these kind of things, and they just, and again, this AI model stuff, it works by the inputs that they are receiving, and usually the inputs are always human inputs, at least in terms of code. So we got always this thing. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see the final result. But yeah, they are using at this moment, at least for GPU stuff. At this moment in time, they were used for power and how they say it, optimization regarding power and performance optimizations. So with the same power, have better performance basically. And yeah, this is what I got from the industry. And from hardware, I'm going to leave here hardware unboxed, or monitors unboxed in this case. Is an offshoot of hardware unboxed. It's like a side one channel only covering monitors here. They, I don't know, one day ago, best 4K monitors of 2024 so far. They cover from everything: HDR monitors, OLED, QLED, all of the IPS monitors, cheaper monitors. Their recommendation are usually on point. I don't see any people complaining about their specific choices for the best value for the specific kind of technology that they have. And still, my monitor is up there on the, I think, yeah, best 27-inch 4K SDR gaming monitor. It is the Gigabyte M28U, the M27U to a certain degree, and a couple of other monitors there. But yeah, still after all these years, is one of the best ones, the monitors to buy. It's not very expensive. I think it supposedly goes around $450 US dollars. And for the performance that it gives, I think, again, I don't have any complaints with this monitor that I have in terms of gaming. I really do enjoy it. I think that mainly better than this, just, I don't know, an OLED monitor. Again, I will have to wait for all the technologies of OLED, like burn-in, prevention and all that jazz, to improve a little bit more. But regarding response times, the color accuracy and all that jazz, they are better than IPS. The only thing that I can complain also is text clarity if you're doing a lot of productivity work, and with that also enters the burn-in issues that OLED monitors have throughout time. But yeah, regarding that, this M28U, I cannot complain. There is a bigger one, the 32U, which has basically the same specs. It's just a bigger monitor for all intents and purposes from the reviews that I saw. But it was a little bit more expensive at the time. Too much expensive for the upgrade in terms of size, so I stick with the 28U. But yeah, again, the recommendations here are on point, and they go about everything, the details, the differences, and even the reviews there are very comprehensive, very technically detailed, and you get a good sense of if your choice is good or not. And lastly, I only have this Forza Motorsport update supposedly happened. Again, the main thing here, they reduced the file size of the game itself by around 15, 20 something percent. But they also brought some new content. Got the Brands Hatch Raceway. And again, supposedly the site there where it has the full Underbridge update notes, it's very large, the page there. But yeah, supposedly they have new Retro Racers Tour and some quality of life features and fixes, include improved proximity arrows and updated visuals for the Le Mans and almost Mulsanne circuits. I don't know how in terms of overall gameplay. I think they've been improving here and there. I'm not sure how on Steam it is. It was mostly negative the last time that I checked. I have to check that out to see if it did increase at least the in terms of feedback from the players, if it improved or not. And I'm very curious about this game, but yeah, if it is still had a lot of issues, especially in terms of performance, I will not buy it. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up here with some gaming deals. Again, we still have the Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition, so all the DLC stuff associated for free on Epic Games Store, and also the latest 5th game. On Steam, we got the bioshock, the collection is basically 80% off. I already have Bioshock Infinite in my library, so I'm not sure how this price will be. It will not be very different here, that's for sure. Okay, Minerva's then remastered. I don't know what this is. This is too expensive, this DLC here. And this here is also not on sale. I think it's just the base games that are on sale. And Bioshock Infinite Season Pass. Just pay attention in your case to check if everything that you buy is on sale. If it is, it's worth the price. We got Midnight Suns 75% off. I think this is the first time. I think the last time it was 66 or something like that off. Now it's 75% off, even though it's a pretty good game. Same team that did XCOM 2. Again, seems very addictive. The gameplay loop there. The only thing that people sometimes complain is enemy variety is not that huge. But yeah, the card mechanic that they do the thing there for abilities, it's yeah, the gameplay loop of combats is very addicting because it's got a lot of puzzling challenges there, and the story seems pretty interesting. What you can do or how you can choose certain things on the story there seems pretty interesting. We got the Callisto Protocol. It improved a little bit on the ratings, especially the most recent ones, and now it's 70% off, especially the Digital Deluxe Edition. Oh my god, Digital Deluxe Edition, which has all the playable DLC and all that stuff there. Yeah, seems more enticing now, given that it is below $20, the at least the deluxe edition. It's more enticing now, that's for sure. Again, I'm when this game is not this time, but it's on my wish list, so I can one of these days do a gameplay run on this. I'm pretty interested on checking out this game. We got also SnowRunner. This is not a racing game, so it's like the same series of like going around and do some missions and do some deliveries and dealing with the train there. Again, they got a lot of editions here, but yeah, around 50% off. I think again, by SnowRunner 4-year anniversary edition is the most completed one because it has all the year pass there. But yeah, it's a little bit expensive here. But it's a good game, from what I understand. Always been a very positive reviewed game here. And I think this year's pass, what they call there, the anniversary editions, seems pretty good. Adds a lot of stuff there. But yeah, I will leave it to you if you just want to start off with the base game there. And lastly on Steam, we got Classified France 44. Again, this is very XCOM-y kind of a game here. I watched a couple of videos from Christopher Odd. This is kind of his game, and also for me, it's very XCOM-y, and they got a lot of tweaks, from what I understood, in certain aspects of the gameplay that improves a lot the experience. And yeah, I advise you to check. Just Google Christopher Odd with 2 Ds, and for sure you will get this video, the video from this game, and his feedback regarding that. Seems pretty good, this game, and it's 20% off here. And on GOG, we got Prey Digital Deluxe Edition. We still have around 1 day and some change here. 75% off. Again, this is the Digital Deluxe Edition, but you can buy the Standard Edition, which is only $6. Again, very underrated game. Already did the gameplay series on this game. It's pretty good. Even after all these years, I think it's still a pretty good game to play out as an immersive sim. We got 80% on Tomb Raider Game of the Year Edition, so this is just the first game with all the DLC associated. 80% off. Again, this is a very good deal. On GOG, they still didn't introduce the other 2 games. I don't know if it is because probably still has the DRM associated with the game itself. Because GOG doesn't have games with DRMs, so yeah, I think that's why we didn't see yet the other 2 games here. And lastly, we got Wastelands 2 Director's Cut. This is the Digital Deluxe Edition, and that's all the DLC. Again, I got interrupted here because I moved out of the country. I was doing some Wasteland 2 gameplay through. Again, I will resume it one of these days. Yeah, I will have to see when I can fit on a slot there. But yeah, it's one of those there. The what I played is pretty good, and yeah, the story very interesting there. And yeah, basically is what I got for you today. I completely forgot to put my Patreon page here, but I will do a plug there. Anyways, for the patrons for X support, if you're willing to do so, and it's mainly for me to be able to, at this moment in time, focus a little bit on expanding my storage capabilities, so I can have backups of the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And yeah, with all that said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.